What's poppin', guys? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, this is going to be my intro to lishenna and Omens of the 10. Now, I'd actually wanted to make this video like last month or whatever, and I did actually make a video. I just wasn't satisfied with it just because it was a pretty like preliminary sort of thing of just like, you know, my own like internal testing. I also wasn't even playing Pro Rotation 4 at the time. I was doing this unlimited, which is like fine per se. It's just like obviously, you know, more people are going to want to play lishenna in rotation as opposed to unlimited, because that seems like a kind of like, well, you know, a suicide trip. And I mean, like, granted, I was able to do it. It's just like, again, you would definitely want to play it where it's like more easier, more acceptable for you to do it. So let me go ahead and go right on into the list now. Really quickly, before I go ahead and cover the list I'm using, I did go ahead and shout out both my my boy Gamma as well as frostfae, aka orchislove, because they did also send me some lists or whatever, so I can use this like references and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with Gamma's list first, because I see his list first. So this is his list. He's actually playing, as you can see, like more or less like pure lishenna sort of. Pure lishenna typically uses things like, say, Apostle of Destruction as well, mainly in conjunction with without lishenna artifacts. So this way you can go ahead and copy them, and even if you're going to blow up one of them, you basically try to play to a game state where you can put out two of them at the same time, because basically in the shadowverse there's no way to get rid of both of those at the same time, unless you just have like double fall from grace in your hand. But if you do, you're like a lord, and even then you can still block it with Heartless Battle and things like that, which, because if you play lord, the lord acts as a conduit and basically blocks one of them, just like win that way. Now this list is, again, like it's to an extent, it is kind of one-dimensional in the how you win. Because I mean, granted, you can still win off Orchis as well, because Orchis trading for like 9 or whatever, hitting for like 9 or 11 is still pretty damn good. As well as just like things like, say, Zway in the more narrow games they see, like post like Evo War and things like that. If you just like go Zway evolve, or you just go Zway evolve Zway and have Victoria plus ways to clear like 3 things, you can usually just like win games that way too. But yeah, so this is his list. Again, it's pretty good. You know, try it out if you get a chance. And then on to Orchislove's list, which is the page before this one. Yeah, page before this one. Okay. And this is frostfae's list. So yeah, their list is more, well, mind you, this list is, I think, probably outdated, because this was like earlier last month that they gave this to me. I'm not sure how much of it is still, you know, in their list, but yeah, this is one of the more like kind of like hybridy versions, which you have like 3 win cons. You either went off lishenna, you went off of Silva, or you went off of Orchis plus Silver, something like that. And it just has, you know, a nice mix of like round things you can do. Like, so again, like for example, you have like strong Evos, you have Kukuru, which is like Silva plus Kukuru, like you don't really see complaints about it anymore, but it's still very good. And the like and whatnot, like just because like lishenna, like as far as control decks, so lishenna is actually one of the more enjoyable control decks. I know many people who like don't even play control, like for example my boy Thanni, you know, like they started playing lishenna, like damn, like I really like playing this deck and whatnot, and that's something, you know, something like nice and cool to see. So going forward, this is the list I was using in the, so this is the list I'll be using in the video, which is not this one. Maybe it is, maybe, I guess it is this one, maybe. 1 second. No, it's not this one. Okay. Where is it? Oh, there we go, this one. Yeah, so this list I'll be using. So this list was a net deck. I do not remember who gave it to me though. I just remember that like I started playing this one. I actually really enjoyed it, because again, you know, you see the whole multiple different win conditions. You can win off Gil and the Leash, you can win off Sylvie, you can win off Orchis, you can win off lishenna, you can just win off like Paracelsus, you can win off Hamlet. You know, all these like different like nice ways to win. You're not like hard bound to lishenna, because that is one of the things you have to worry about, is that like lishenna does require an Evo in order to get your destruction in white as well as your destruction in black respectively. And if, of course, you don't have Evos, she's just a 1/4 Bane, which, mind you, isn't even bad, because she's like immune to destruction, which is kind of nice. But it doesn't actually do much for you in the whole facilitating whatever your win con is. And that's just, you know, it's just a nice trade. It's just a nice trade off, I guess. Not trade back, trade off. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so I guess I can just go and cover like each card. Basically, Lyria, you basically use that to search your guild links pretty much. Lyria is also just a really annoying one drop that can work with puppets in order to like trade up into things. That's really cool. You have Hammer copy of the Lyria. Again, if you like watch me like play Saha Portal like 2 months ago, the only that interaction does sometimes come up, and it's actually pretty nice because you can use the same Lyria to like pull multiple guild links from your deck essentially, and that's really cool. 3 Flare at all. I don't think you play Puppet Portal without Flower at all, pretty much, like, while Flower at all is in rotation. Like, Flower at all is just very strong, because it's just very annoying, because, like, if you Flower at all, then you Silva, then Flower at all basically just, like, comes back and possibly never goes away, and that's, like, really good, because you just get to keep making puppets. It's slow, but you get a nice stream of puppet generation. 3 Paracelsus. Yes, so Paracelsus, even though, yes, you do need Evos for Lishenna, like, you do still play things like Paracelsus just because, again, like I said, you're not hard tied to the, oh, I have to win off Lishenna and only Lishenna thing. And if you're doing that, you should definitely go ahead and, like, try out, like, Gamesys, because Gamesys, you know, it's set for that. But Paracelsus is still pretty strong. Like, very strong, actually. But not, like, quite broken, just very strong. 3 Lakoko. Lakoko is, again, standard, pretty much, in Puppet Portal, just because it's very annoying, and you just get to, like, take any big creature, turn it into a 1/3 that gives you puppets. That's nice. It's cute. It's pretty funny, honestly. Well, I guess it's funny unless it's happening to you. But yeah. 1 Wind Up. So Wind Up is actually really good. Like, and I knew it was going to be good. It's just the one of those, like, it feels kind of hit and miss sometimes. But you have to remember that, like, it's a 2-mana card that if you play it while in Resonance, you get 2 cards. Mind you, the cards technically have, like, low economy because they're 0 cost 0/1s, and they can only do so much. But you have to remember that, like, the 0 mana spell to deal 1 damage to basically anything, to basically any creature you choose on the board, or any opposing creature you choose on the board. That's still pretty nice. So, like, you know, you can go ahead and, like, you know, trade them up with Silver, you know, trade them up with Orchis, you know, things like that. So they get a lot of mileage out of it. It's honestly not as bad as people might have thought. Craving Splendor. So the Craving Splendor thing, again, I'm pretty sure it's mainly for the Guild and Lease thing, just because, like, hitting someone in the face for 7 is pretty funny. I'm not sure what else it was for, but yeah, but I just know that that's, like, how I've been, like, using it for the most part. 3 Sub, 3 Kukuru, 3 Puppet Room. So Puppet Room in particular is very important for Lishenna. So if you Puppet Room, then play Lishenna going second, you can possibly get done, like, a turn 5 destruction in white, or well, sorry, not turn 5, I'm sorry, I think it's either turn 5 or turn 6, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's, like, turn 5 though. But yeah, you can possibly get down a turn 5 destruction in white, which is pretty bonkers if you're able to do that, and have, like, no pressure on you or anything like that. The Lishenna, of course, 3 Heartless Battle. So as I've talked about this before, Heartless Battle is pretty strong. I mean, like, it's been pretty strong for quite some time. But yeah, like, mainly you typically use Lloyd the Android in matches where you think your opponent can counter your Lishenna, by playing something like, say, Fall from Grace or Satungia, because basically, well, for Fall from Grace, as well as, like, other mainstream amulet removals, if it can only affect Lloyd, you have to target Lloyd first. For Satungia is a bit of an exception because Satungia specifically says amulet itself, so I believe Satungia will always get rid of it and just say, you know, fuck the Lloyd. But for things like, say, Vals, for things like, say, Fall from Grace, or for things like, say, what's another good one? For things like, say, Lightning Blast, which does come up every now and then because Dragon does have that in rotation right now. This works wonders because it basically just, like, says, nope, fuck you, I'm hitting you for 10. It's pretty nice. It's also a giant ward too, which is also pretty good, as well as Victoria being nice in matches where you don't need to have the artifact protection. The 3 Guild and Lease again, the 3 Silva. So Silva is just very nice, just because, like, she's a giant ambush baller, which as we've seen multiple times in the past, like, giant ambush ballers, when you're under no pressure, tend to be very good and very annoying, just because, like, there's very limited things you can do to get rid of them. Like, for example, like, at the moment, I think, like, off the top of my head, there's Tail Swing, there's Moria and Encomium, there's what else, there's Frenzy Drake for 5, yeah, kind of drawing a blank on other ways to get rid of this. So, you know, you kind of see my point here, that, like, if you're able to, like, you know, excel the first Silva, then just kind of, you know, mess up your opponent, then like play Silva again on 7, then play Orcus on 8. That's a pretty strong win condition, just because like the first Silva will do like 6 or 7 damage, the second one will do 6 more, possibly 8 more if you have an Evo, and of course whatever's left, the Orcus should go ahead and finish it up. And then lastly, 3 Orcus Puppet Girl. So Orcus Puppet Girl, it's really interesting because like basically all 3 forms are really good in Lishenna. Well, I mean all 3 forms have been pretty good for a while, but all 3 forms in particular in Lishenna are very good. The reason being is that like for base form you get 3 puppets to go ahead and charge your destruction in white or destruction in black. For storm form, obviously, well that's storm, so that, you know, that's like a given. And then for resolute form is also important because resolute form helps you beat aggro matchups as well as helping you beat like in particular, I guess, like possibly control matchups as well, as or just like, you know, by being able to like to spam Lloyds while also charging up your destruction in black, and just being able to play that out and just having a 5/6 0-1-4 and then a oh hey, when you don't clear this you take 10 to the face. It makes it for a very strong kind of finish. It is slow, but it is very strong once you actually get to that point. That's pretty nice. I think I covered sub, but if I didn't cover sub, sub is just basically like the standard removal for portal on 3. It's just very nice, like basically like blocking some less word units as well as just like being able to just like remove a creature and put a puppet in your hands is very strong. Yeah, so things to keep in mind while you're like playing Lishenna is, again, like I said, I cannot stress this part enough. Do not always focus on the whole getting Lishenna and outflowing Lishenna on for every single game. Don't try to focus on that too much. It's one of those, yeah, if you get in your hand, sure, but when you see that you don't have in your hand, you need to like start like planning for the, oh, what do I do instead? And that'll definitely show you who the better Lishenna players are, just because like those will be the people who are able to win without it, as opposed to, oh, I have to win with this always, otherwise I'm gonna die. And, you know, and that just takes, you know, playing a little bit more and just, you know, seeing like, you know, what works or what you can get away with, what you can do. What else there? The other thing. Alright, so the other thing is also like puppet management as well. Because again, you want to have puppets for Lishenna when you do draw it. But you also don't want to, you know, like hold puppets and just like be like taking damage to the face on board. Because again, Lishenna will take about like 4 turns to set up, sometimes more depending like what, you know, what's going on in the game state. And that's even if you have puppets, just because like sometimes, you know, your opponent like might not like play anything onto the board, things like that. You know, like life happens and whatnot. So it's definitely like making sure to play around that. Also getting the most value out of Guild and Release as possible, because again, puppets plus Guild and Release turns all of your puppets into 3/1 rushes for 0 mana, which is pretty nuts. And you can use that to go ahead and like mess up sword and things like that, or at least try to stymie sword and things like that. And that's pretty cool. Bam. So this is the deck. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I definitely, like I said, I do have concept games already recorded and whatnot. I just had to make this one first because I think I was like in a rush the day I was like making the concept games. So I only just made the concept games video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the Lishenna portal down in the comments below. I guess if this video gets, I don't know, like enough views, I'll go ahead and like try to make my own Lishenna portal list. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. I just kind of like stopped it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.